Good day, everybody. It's Andrew here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have an update on the $1,400 stimulus check for seniors, what's going on, and what we expect to happen next. So let's discuss the details in this video, but before we do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I also have a second channel, so do me a huge favor. Click on the link that's in the description of this video. Subscribe to my second channel. I'm going to be giving away a stimulus check on that channel just as a thank you for supporting my work. On that channel, we also do updates on stimulus and Social Security benefits, but we also mix in things like playing bingo, playing the lottery, playing casino games. It's more of a community to kind of have fun and be entertained with some updates kind of sprinkled in. Kind of similar to this channel, but more games with updates kind of sprinkled in between the games. Now, this channel obviously focuses on updates, and today we have a huge update on the $1,400 stimulus check. Now, before we jump into that, let's back up and do a quick update on daily breaking news. Now, Elon Musk obviously is one of the richest people in the world, depending on the day you check. Currently, he's actually the richest person in the world, just based off of owning stocks in Tesla. Now, he was being attacked by the United Nations, who are saying that just $6 billion would solve world hunger permanently. So a lot of people have been attacking people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos for being so wealthy while the rest of us in this world continue to struggle. Well, Elon Musk actually responded and said that he would sell a portion of his stock if the UN could prove that $6 billion would solve world hunger permanently. So honestly, kind of cool how he's responding to this and saying, hey, if you can give actual data that it would solve world hunger, that he would sell up to $3 billion of his stock, and then he would expect someone like Bill Gates or someone to do the other half, and then use that $6 billion to try and solve world hunger, right? So, guys, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Now, I am of the mindset that the rich, especially the billionaires, have to pay more in taxes so the rest of us can live a better life, specifically seniors, those who are disabled, and children. I mean, those of us who are in the middle, like me, I'm 32 years old. I can work. I'm not disabled. I'm not retired yet. I don't necessarily think I need more, but because I'm okay. I'm in the prime of my life. But when we have seniors who have paid taxes their entire lives, who have paid more taxes from a percentage standpoint than Elon Musk, living in poverty while Elon Musk is becoming basically a trillionaire, he's basically on the road to be a trillionaire in the next 10 years, right? I mean, it does make sense to have these people pay more taxes. But in a sense, it was really cool to see that Elon Musk actually responded to this and saying that if they show data that this would solve world hunger, he would sell a portion of his stock. And guys, I wouldn't, honestly, some people think, no, he's bluffing. He's just saying that he wouldn't actually sell. Quite frankly, I think he would. I mean, I believe he owns almost $200 billion in Tesla stock. So when you think about it, even if he sold $6 billion, that's like 3% of his net worth. So based off of his history where he does things to kind of get attention, if they gave him data and it was real strong data, I can see him actually doing this just to kind of almost to help people, but also kind of as a publicity stunt because it's going to get so much attention. He's done similar things with like cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. He's always kind of involved in the stock market, things that are trending. So, yep, that's just a quick update. And let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I mean, world hunger is not just something that happens across the globe. It happens in our own country. I've had so many comments on my videos from seniors who can't afford to put food on the table. Some seniors have told me in my comments that they're eating one meal a day because they can't afford to buy enough groceries to eat 3 meals a day like we're supposed to, guys, let alone eat healthy food, for God's sakes. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Now, as far as the current stimulus package, just a really quick update. Then we're going to jump into an update on the $1,400 stimulus check. Now, Nancy Pelosi wants to bring the physical stimulus package to a vote on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and get that done now because remember, we have the physical stimulus plan and the Build Back Better stimulus plan, which was previously called the American Family Stimulus Plan. So the physical stimulus plan is to build bridges, roads, and highways and create millions of good-paying jobs. Now, that has been stalled, has been kind of on pause because progressives in the House, so House Democrats, are saying they will not vote to approve that physical stimulus plan until the Senate approves the Build Back Better stimulus plan, which could have the $1,400 stimulus check, because they believe that Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin are not going to vote to approve the stimulus check package if the House approves the physical stimulus plan first, because moderates like Joe Manchin really don't even want stimulus checks. They just want the physical stimulus plan. So that's really what they want, and Democrats are using that as leverage to say, hey, approve the stimulus package plan in the Senate, and then in the House, we'll approve the physical stimulus plan. Kind of like you go first, and then we'll do the stimulus package, the physical stimulus package second, right? So that's kind of where things stand today. Progressives are saying, nope, you approve the stimulus checks first, and moderates are saying, nope, you approve the physical stimulus package first. Kind of like a little game of chicken going on. And Bernie Sanders recently held an interview kind of talking about the fact that they need the stimulus package approved in the Senate first before they do the physical stimulus plan in the House, because they truly believe that Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema will tank the stimulus checks if they approve the physical stimulus package first. So if that kind of makes sense, that's where things stand today. Pelosi is trying to get them to vote on that tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Bernie Sanders held an interview. I'm going to play that clip in my next video coming up in a few hours. But for now, let's talk about the $1,400 stimulus check. So this article is titled, Seniors Group Calls for Congress to Send $1,400 Stimulus Checks to Social Security Recipients. Send $1,400 stimulus checks to Social Security recipients and include it in this next stimulus package. Now, this is assumed to include SSI, SSDI, railroad, and VA benefits as well. Now, that has not been confirmed, but generally, any stimulus that has been approved for Social Security has also been extended to SSI and SSDI as well. So if you're on one of those programs, we still don't have confirmation, but if this stimulus check ends up in this package, we expect most likely it will include this group of people as well. Now, let's back up and talk about where this whole thing began, because now we're talking about stimulus checks specifically for seniors. And we'll talk about later in this video what that even means. Like, does that mean anyone over 65? Does it include SSI and SSDI? Does it only include people who are on Medicare? We're not 100% sure, but we'll talk more about that in just a minute. But let's quickly recap where this even started. See, about a month and a half ago, Bernie Sanders brought up the idea of including a $1,000 debit card for seniors in this next stimulus package. Now, this headline says Sanders pitches $1,000 debit card for seniors in budget bill. So the budget bill is a stimulus package, and the debit cards is essentially the stimulus check. So Bernie Sanders wants to do it in a debit card form because that way it would most likely be included anywhere. It would be accepted anywhere Visa is accepted, right? Because if you give seniors a debit card, it's kind of hard to monitor that and say, hey, you can't use it on groceries. You can't use it to buy your family a Christmas gift. You can't use it, to buy yourself clothes and food. It's hard to kind of restrict it. I mean, they could potentially find ways to do so, but the debit card situation kind of seemed like Bernie Sanders' way of saying, hey, seniors, we want to give you this $1,000 debit card. You're basically going to be able to use it however you'd like. Now, that's still not confirmed. I mean, they could potentially find ways to limit where you could use this debit card. But I mean, if it's a regular debit card, it's going to be hard to really program that to only work in certain places, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, we're not sure, but we expect that the stimulus check or debit card would be accepted pretty much anywhere Visa is accepted. Now, his reason for this, so this was about 6 weeks ago, he said, you know what, we're going to expand Medicare, so this debit card for seniors is tied in with the Medicare expansion. We'll talk more about that in just a second, but his goal was to expand Medicare to include vision, dental, and hearing care, as well as lower the eligibility age from 65 to 60 years old, so more seniors would qualify for Medicare. Well, experts said that expanding dental coverage could take many, many years because obviously, our government works so slow. There's a lot of bureaucracy at play. So then Bernie Sanders said, no, you know what, that's unacceptable, but, if we can't do anything about it, we're going to have to give seniors stimulus checks. So in the meantime, until Medicare is expanded, they can use this money to pay for dental care. Now, his main reason was for dental care because that was going to take the longest to be expanded. Well, then President Biden came out a few days ago, just last week, and said, you know what? With his new framework, we talked about that in my previous videos, he has a new framework, which is basically his goal for what to include in the stimulus package, only includes hearing care. So it doesn't include vision and dental, right? So that kind of leaves us to think, well, if they're completely leaving out dental care, is that even a bigger reason to include stimulus checks for seniors? Because now we're not going to have any dental coverage at all. So not only would it be a bridge until Medicare is expanded, I mean, it's quite frankly all you would get at this point. So a lot of people are saying that now the stimulus check should be even bigger. It should be like a $2,000 stimulus check. But at the same time, I've had a lot of comments on my video saying, no, you know what? Seniors are saying I'd prefer the dental coverage because I had someone comment on my video saying I need a full set of dentures. It's going to cost me $9,000. So I'd rather have that paid for than a $2,000 stimulus check, right? But I guess it really depends. If you need a lot of dental care, you probably prefer to have dental coverage included. Or if you don't really have a lot of dental care needs, you probably prefer the stimulus check. But let me know in the comments, do you prefer a stimulus check, whether it's $1,000, $1,400, or $2,000? Or would you prefer to have dental coverage included in this package? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But in any case, with the stimulus package most likely being shrunk now and not including dental care, it's really just another reason why we do need stimulus checks for seniors, and if anything, we need them to be even bigger. Now, let's talk about who counts as a senior, right? Because typically, seniors are those who are 65 years and older, but over the last couple of years, anytime there's a stimulus check announcement or something that has to do with stimulus and they say seniors, they usually include SSI and SSDI, VA benefits, and railroad benefits in that as well. So a lot of people have been asking, if this stimulus check gets approved, if I'm on SSI and SSDI, will I also qualify for the stimulus check? Now, the real answer right now is we don't know. We're not 100% sure. But based off of history, most likely, yes, you would be included in this stimulus check. So in my videos, I tend to kind of bunch all of these groups together, even though I know they're different and they have different needs, and everyone kind of they have different programs at different times. In general, when it comes to stimulus, I tend to kind of group SSI, SSDI, railroad benefits, VA, and Social Security together because for the most part, the stimulus will probably be included for everybody. So again, we can't know that for sure, but based off of previous history, that's most likely what would happen, right? So that's who we expect to be included. But then when we talk about Medicare, because Bernie Sanders said this is to pay for the Medicare expansion. So a lot of people have been asking, well, if I'm not on Medicare, what if I'm on Medicaid? Or what if I'm on neither? Or what if I'm on Medicare, but I only have Part A, I don't have Part B, I don't have Part D? Like, what exactly is going to qualify? Again, I know it's frustrating, but the real answer is nobody knows for certain because the bill has not been fully written yet. But what we would expect is definitely everybody on Medicare would qualify, even if you just have Medicare Part A. That'd be the most likely scenario. And then if you're on SSI and SSDI, we would probably see a situation where it would be expanded to include those who are on Medicaid as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see everyone on Medicare and Medicaid definitely get these senior stimulus checks, and then potentially anyone on SSI and SSDI as well would probably qualify for these checks. That's what we think based off of all of my research and all of the previous bills that have been passed. That's what would most likely happen. Now, again, we're waiting for updates, so subscribe, and I'll keep you posted as soon as we have actual confirmation of who would qualify for the stimulus check and exactly how big it would be. So speaking of how big it would be, we've actually had President Biden recently talk about the stimulus check for seniors, and he said it could be as small as $800. Now, when this idea first came about, Bernie Sanders said, let's do at least $600. Then he pushed it up. So originally he wanted to do a $600 stimulus check. Then he bumped it up to $1,000. Then we have some groups like the Senior Citizens League who want to make it as high as $1,400. And actually now, with dental coverage being completely taken out, they actually want to do $2,000 stimulus checks. Well, President Biden addressed the issue last week, and he said it could be $800. That's kind of what he thinks is realistic. And this article is headlined, Biden is pitching idea to give the elderly $800 debit cards to help with medical and dental as Democrats haggle over the slimmed down stimulus package, and Pelosi says it will be smaller but still historic. So potentially it could be as small as $800 based off of what President Biden said. He said that in his speech last week. It could be $1,000, which is what Bernie Sanders thinks is currently realistic. Or if we get lucky here, it could end up being $1,400, or if we get really lucky, $2,000. So that's kind of where things stand today as far as the size of this potential stimulus check. Now, of course, there's always the chance, I hate to say this and I don't want to scare you guys, there is always the chance that it could be completely taken out, and then President Biden says, you know what, we're going to include this in our 2022 stimulus package next year. We're going to include this in next year's stimulus package, and because they already said they're probably going to include Social Security increases in the stimulus package next year. So they could say, you know what, let's just do the whole thing together next year. But obviously, that would be really, really bad for seniors, right? So we hope that doesn't happen. And as an advocate here, the purpose of my videos and of my channel is to be a voice for seniors and to be a voice for those who are disabled, guys. So in my opinion, this should be a $2,000 stimulus check, and then we should really have a $1,000 stimulus check monthly for at least, honestly, until Social Security benefits are permanently increased, right? That should be kind of like a, hey, you get $1,000 per month in stimulus, and then sometime next year we'll permanently increase Social Security benefits. That's my opinion, but guys, let me know in the comments if you agree. Obviously, these things are taking entirely too long. It's not surprising, right? Because Congress always takes too long. But it's a little bit disappointing, especially when you take into account the fact that Democrats control both the House and the Senate and the White House, right? So you'd think these things would get done a lot more quickly. But with that said, Nancy Pelosi currently is trying to bring the physical stimulus plan to a vote tomorrow, this Tuesday. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Progressives are most likely going to block that in the House because remember, we have two chambers. We have the House and the Senate. So the House is probably going to block that and say, no, we're not going to approve this physical stimulus plan until the Senate, the other chamber, approves the stimulus check plan first, because that way they have a guarantee that it's going to get done. So guys, we should have a lot of updates in the next couple of days. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will keep you posted on this $1,400 stimulus check for seniors, these next two stimulus packages, the American Family Stimulus Plan, aka the Build Back Better stimulus plan, which could include the stimulus checks, the physical stimulus plan, and I'll also keep you posted on Social Security changes as well. And guys, with that said, thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, take care and have a great day.